Hey there, this is Dead Rockstar from Modinformer.org, and I'm here with the Joker, the lead designer of Half-Life 2 Retaliation.
Hey, how
First,
you doing?
first off, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Tired. That's about it.
Yeah.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
14 years old. I go to middle school. I'm in the eighth grade, and I'm going on to the ninth. And I like to mod a lot.
All right. Um, what's your favorite mod?
I have to say it's a mix between Nightmare House 2, Overwatch, and there's some pretty women. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What makes you say that?
Well, Overwatch is just awesome. It's really something that a lot of people have wanted. Excuse me. Something that everyone has wanted for a very long time, and they're really bringing it to the real world. And Nightmare House 2 is just downright scary and awesome.
And your least favorite mods?
That's a long list. Not sure. I got nothing to say on that one, man. I don't want to diss anybody. I don't want to, insult anyone out there.
All right, that's a legit answer. Why don't you tell us about your mod, Retaliation?
Well, just to bring it in a nutshell, it's I don't know where to start. You play as a person who pretty much just wants to destroy anything and everyone related to the Combine, and he really just wants to get back at them. You know,
Could you tell us the backstory behind it?
well, he was just a regular citizen, just like anyone else. But of course, people mess with his life, and people have screwed him pretty bad. And he really didn't know who to trust. Sooner or later he had to take a side, and he did. And he ended up, in Nova Prospect, the prison. And so now he's trying to do what he can to just make it hard for the Combine.
Sounds good. What inspired you to start it?
It's more of a thing of I want to create something, and I want to follow through with it, and I want it to be good. I'm not entirely sure that I really care if people like it or don't like it, but I want to try my best, and I really just want to put something out there that I know is mine and that other people can enjoy or other people can dislike or anything like that. It's more of a personal thing for me.
Oh, that's the most important part, I think. Is this your first mod?
No, this isn't the first mod. I mean, this is the first one that I've really developed, but this isn't the first one I managed or anything like that.
You should tell us a little bit about your modding experience.
Well, I used to manage a add-on pack for the Half-Life 2 RTS mod, Half-Life 2 Wars, and after we wrapped up with that, I moved on to another mod that I worked with a team of mine called Unit 648 First Encounter, but after our coder left and things kind of fell apart with it and it went under. And then I'm currently now working on Retaliation and the community coordinator of Lethal Stigma. I work for Adrian Productions, so.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about Lethal Stigma?
Lethal Stigma is a Half-Life 2 multiplayer mod. It's pretty awesome. It's an RPG mod. You get to, you get to, the main RPG, and it's pretty cool.
Level up, get new shit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on Retaliation?
Since December of 2010, actually, not too long, about 5 months or so.
That's pretty impressive to have that much progress since December. Um, do you do everything with the mod, or is there other people?
Well, the backbone and all the core stuff is actually me. Public relations, website management, schedules, planning, mapping, all that is on my belt. I do have another colleague that actually helps with just mapping. He's my creative director, and he helps me out with kind of going over the levels, helping me with the actual core levels as well. He goes over the levels and switches things around, tells me what to do, adds things, spruces things up, and he's actually pretty damn impressive. It's some good stuff, so I appreciate him having on the team. I also have a coder that got the very, very bare bones of the mod, but he really doesn't take much part in it anymore.
Um, That sounds pretty good. It's nice to have someone to guide you along, especially when you're doing a full blown mod instead of like an add-on pack or something. What's been your biggest challenge so far with the mod?
I have to say that mapping is probably the biggest challenge. I mean, everything else, the motivation and the goal that you want to get to is pretty easy for me to understand and to get there. But the mapping is just kind of taking up all the time. It will take quite a while before we can release, just because of mapping. It's so much work.
Um, what do you want people to get out of your mod?
Really, I just want people to be entertained. I want a sort of Valve Half-Life 2-ish feeling, something that sticks to the good old format of a Half-Life 2 mod, nothing that goes way out there and that feels unfamiliar and that feels not with the canon. I just want people to have another adventure in the Half-Life 2 universe and just enjoy it.
So that means there isn't going to be new weapons or features.
Well, you could add stuff in there that isn't exactly so out of the box, something that makes sense, and you might see some stuff in there, but I don't want to say too much.
Um, so if you were to add any feature without any source engine restrictions and say you could do it no matter what would it be?
Um, I'm not entirely sure how to answer that. I mean, there's this one feature that we're kind of planning on. We want to make sure that when you're injured, we want your hood to disappear. The screen turns gray, and like you hear your heartbeat. You don't hear anything else. It's just white noise, and kind of makes a like very intense tension-like feeling. And you don't get that in regular Half-Life 2. You just get a little red health thing saying you're gonna die. It's not too intense, Yeah, I'm gonna die. Oh God. But we just I don't know. It's something to just throw in there.
So you want this mod to be pretty intense. How do you plan on conveying your story throughout your mod if you're not planning on having voice acting?
Well, we were first hoping about getting excerpts from the backstory that we have and plugging them in to random parts of the mod, either by finding a book or maybe having some sort of event that maybe stops the game and lets you see it. Other than that, or we have actual flashback VSPs where you get to reenact the actual backstory yourself, play through it, and switch between the two storylines and eventually reach the beginning and the end of your story, of the story.
What as far as bringing retaliation, what will your character be doing to the Combine?
Well, we want to throw in some things that may have to do with the actual Half-Life 2 story arc, as it does take place a little bit before when Gordon Freeman comes in. So he might be doing things that you may, if you have good memory, that you may recall goes on, that you hear as Gordon's perspective, but not actually experience. So we want to make sure that you experience some things firsthand what Gordon wasn't able to in Half-Life 2. So he'll be kind of participating in those things indirectly, of course, but you'll still see some of that.
Um, will we see any of the Half-Life 2 characters in Retaliation?
You won't see them as you don't take part directly with them. You'll maybe hear about them. You might, I mean, but you might see signs. You might see events that happen by them. You know, probably some stuff in there that some kind of cliches and stuff.
So we'll see stuff like Nova Prospect being blown up and cool shit like that.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, as you saw in the demo that we provided you, there was this explosion, and if you think back to when this takes place, that's actually when Gordon destroys the two gunships and blows up a big old chunk of the prison. So yeah, we want to throw in little oblivious tie-ins, hopefully.
Nice. That sounds good. It'll be nice to see a mod and the retail game, the AAA game, kind of combine in a unique way to say. So Do you plan having any beta testing? I know Off Limits and Precursor or Orion did. Um, will you be working with Planet Phillip at all? I know they have a beta testing program. What are your thoughts on that?
We actually do. I mean, I'm a good friend of Philip. He's actually, a really good friend of mine, and we want to work together with them to beta test once we're in later stages of development. Right now, we're kind of keeping it under the table, but we will make out a call for beta testers later. No demos or anything like that. I don't believe will be released. It kind of detracts from the expectations of the single player mod.
That's good that you wanna give people the full thing and not just a chunk. Um, do you plan on releasing on Desura at all? Because I know there's a lot of people that use that and a lot of people that don't.
I'm not entirely sure that we will openly go and ask Sir, yeah, can our mod be on there? I mean, it might just end up on there. They might just go looking for it, just like, oh, we'll put this up there, but we're not really too, we don't really want it up there. We don't mind if it is, but it's not one of our primary goals.
All right. Um, what are your plans after this mod? Are you going to be working on another mod? Are you going to take a break, or what do you got in mind?
Well, we hope to have this mod done by the end of the year, Q4 2011. And that's when I'll be in my high school, so I might just focus on schooling. I do want to be a filmmaker when I'm older, so I need to focus on all that I can, all the experience and all the work that I can get in. So after this, I might just take a rest for a while.
That's good. Focus on life. Remember, kids, life matters. um, let's see. So, is there anything you want to tell viewers about your mod?
Um, it's gonna be one kick-ass mod. It's a single-player mod for Half-Life 2. If you enjoy storytelling and you know all that kind of good stuff, and the default Half-Life 2 format, it's just old school. Come and play the mod, and it'll be hopefully done by the end of the year.
Well, that sounds good. I just want to say thanks to the Joker for letting me interview him, and then I wish him the best of luck, and can't wait to play his the finished version of Retaliation.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.